December 17, 2025. All right, so look, I can say nothing, okay? I put it in writing, nothing. First and foremost, I want to thank the good military, okay? The good military who, to my knowledge, all right? Oh, and I got knowledge. I've got some serious knowledge, so let's thank them. And then there is the levels here, the top ranks, and there's other variables. Some of that is not a variable. The top ranks are factors. This is like a factor. So for variables and factors, I don't know everything, okay? But I know a lot here. And so I want to thank the good military, and we're going to start just off the top of my head. There's no order to this. The Mexican military, they are my brothers. They work hand in hand with my someday husband. I can't talk about him, but yes, so they are family friends. I want to thank the other ones that work hand in hand with my someday husband, who I will marry, okay, no matter what these neo-Nazis, drug cartels, and Muslim terrorists believe. They think in their heads they ruin my life and keep me alone. I will get married, and it will be in a synagogue. Okay, I can't wait for that. And so some things will happen. These people on the planet will not stop and destroy every fucking last minute of my life, although they have succeeded in destroying 8 entire years. For 8 years, I've been screwed over big time. Always alone, always poor, always begging for help. We know the story, okay? But did I stop? No. All right, but let's get to the point. So we're going to thank the good military. Okay, it's just off the top of my head. First of all, brothers in arms, the Mexican military. I mean, it's just emotional. I remember them in D.C. I can't talk a word about anything, but like, God, you know, there's some people that you're really close to. There's like, hey, oh my God, I'm so glad to see you. You know how brave they are, you know, and you owe them, man, you owe them. So I really want to thank muchos gracias, the Mexican military, once again. And another one that you don't see so much, but you do. You don't know it is a rank and level, and there's variables and factors to that, is the German. Thank you so much to the German good guys. They're enlisted, they're real German military. And they know everything about what's going on. They've been very aware for many, many years of what's going on with the white nationalists and the Muslim terrorists. Okay, they just had another attack there in Germany. They know everything that's going on. So I want to thank them. As far as what's happening in Europe, as far as what's going on in Ukraine, I cannot say a word. I can't say anything about the state I'm from. Legally, I was born. Where were you born? Well, I can't talk about it. Guess what? I can't talk about it. So that's still going on with me. I can't say anything, okay? But but moving on, I want to thank them. I want to thank big time the IDF. The IDF was very present. I witnessed all this stuff in Washington, D.C. My soon-to-be partner in life, legal marriage, is basically IDF. He's basically IDF, but he's Russian, okay? So I can say a little bit. And of course, the Russian military, but I see the Russian military as... I forget to thank them. It's the same as the U.S. good guys. That they probably think I hate them because I always talk about how angry I am at Russia and how angry I am at America. But then in prayer, my guidance, because I sit by myself like I'm in prison, you know. It's basically been a prison. Like, my guidance in prayer is, Heidi, they're in combat with these fucking bastards. It's okay. They know. Just like you know how evil these people are in Russia and in the United States, okay? And we're not forgetting the good old Muslim terrorist crowd, but the whole world knows about them. They just attacked Germany again. You know, they shut down a fucking concert because of that shit in Paris, okay? I want to thank France for that. Thank you, France, for doing what you're doing about Macron, because you'd have to be literally in a coma to not know what Macron is up to. I know, so thank you for that. you're not comatose in the French Parliament, because if you act like you don't know about Macron, then you're basically pretending you have a coma. You're walking around in a coma, and nobody needs you running the government. Okay, so I want to think, who else? So many. Okay, obviously China. I forget China, but they're like the huge, like the parent. They're the parent. You forget to thank your mom and dad sometimes. You start talking about all your friends. So there's some huge ones there, okay? I want to think the big time IDF needs another salute. The IDF saved my life. There are people that I'm still in shock. It's going to take some time. The gravity of what these human beings did for me. Okay? And these are the Mexican and the IDF. I know, I remember them. And then my good guys, US and Russia, but I take them for granted because I'm always going after the bad guys who are Russian and US. They're some of our prime problems. I feel bad. So for the US good guys in the US Armed Services, thank you. Thank you. I know you saved my life in DC. I saw and heard I'm not in a coma, and I want to thank you to the Russian good military, the GRU. Thank you. In plain English, okay? Thank you. Now, what I want to say is this. Dictators, let me just repeat things because I can't really talk, but it works out because I can't say anything, so let's just repeat things. Dictators are not women, okay? It's how the planet Earth works, all right? We're going to stay science and logic based here. This is the conversation. We're going to repeat that. It's science and it's logic and it's reality based, okay? This is reality. Dictators are men. Dictators are men in the military. You don't make it up as you go here, okay? Dictators don't need to bribe their soldiers. Dictators live on bases with their men. Dictators are men in the military, and those men in the military who are dictators live on military bases. Have you heard that before? They don't need to bribe not one of their men. The loyalty and trust that these men and women have with each other, you can never compete with, and you don't need to bribe your brothers in arms. All right, so that's what I'm gonna say. There's not much else to say that I'm able to say. I will put in the title of this what I have put up for you to look at. It is what is called the Northwest Territories. Now, this is to my knowledge. There's rank, there's level, there's factors, there's variables, but this is basically, you can Google it and get the same result. Northwest Territories. And now, I'm not allowed to talk about where I was born or anything about it. Not even now when I'm here. I just can't say anything. But I am very aware. Let's just say that and stop. I've been very aware of the Northwest Territories and the Aryan Nation, white nationalist foothold, F-O-O-T-H-O-L-D, foothold they have had here since I was born, but I can't talk about it. All right, so I'll put up that for the public in the title so you see the picture and say, oh, okay, that's Northwest Territories, okay? And for anybody who hears this film that I am filming, the Northwest Territories are always on my account. This fact, this is reality. And this fact that they've been on my account, this area, has been a fact since the day I ever came into anyone's reality. Since 2017, in August, I have been hitting the Northwest Territories, and I have never stopped, okay? So we're just repeating things that we all already know, all right? Okay, have a good night. Goodbye.